Good evening guys and welcome to the video. We have rumours of a PlayStation Slim or Pro model which apparently may be in the works. We have news of Square Enix looking to sell off more of its studios, and Deviation Games' new IP might be closer than you think. Before I move on, do me a favour guys, hit the subscribe, like and bell buttons. The links to the articles are down below in the description. So looking at the first piece of news, we have a rumour of a PlayStation Pro or Slim in development, and this has come about because Sony has acquired 6nm chips with TSMC and AMD for new hardware, which would suggest a PlayStation 5 Pro or Slim is on the horizon. Take this with a pinch of salt, it's not been confirmed, but it's been reported by Zubitech on Twitter that Sony has secured a 6nm manufacturing process for new hardware with TSMC and AMD, which all points in the direction of a much rumoured PS5 Pro or PS5 Slim. Sony hasn't committed to a redesign of its flagship console yet, but given its history with every major PlayStation console to date, with the exception of a PS5, has had a Slim version, and then we've also had a PS4 Pro when the PS4 was initially announced and released, and then in 2016 we've got the PS4 Pro. So on the subject of a PS5 Pro, Polish TV manufacturer TCL revealed in a presentation earlier this year that Sony's enhanced console will launch at some point in 2023 or 2024 and will be joined by a mid-cycle refresh for Microsoft Xbox Series S and X. Sony hasn't announced anything about a PS5 Pro or Slim, so you don't need to read too much into the report for the time being. Nonetheless, it's very interesting if it is real, so I will keep you posted as I find more information. Now this news, whether it's true or not, is going to get a lot of mixed reaction. On the one hand, you have a new refreshed model, hopefully being able to add some new features like 4K 60 native gaming, for example, with other bells and whistles too, which is all fine, and people will like it, they will respect it, and they will enjoy gaming on a new model. Then on the other hand, you're going to get some fans that are not too happy because, if I'm honest, we haven't really had the bucket load of games for next gen like I suppose we were hoping for. I don't know guys, it still feels like we're ambling and bumbling our way through this console generation with very little news, information, gaming information. There's nothing really to get your teeth stuck into about the next generation of games. When we hear about a PS5 Pro in particularly, it sounds at the moment a little silly, especially with the timing. We have just had a PS5 launch during COVID. We know we're going to get a PSVR 2 coming out probably in 2023. I would expect a Slim model to come out almost with any tech product across all industries, normally around halfway through the life cycle. So that for the PlayStation 5, I would imagine will be around 2024. So when are we exactly supposed to get a PS5 Pro? 2025? I don't know about this, but being a PlayStation sucker that I am, I will probably end up getting a PS5 Pro if it did come out. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section about your thoughts on a PS5 Pro and a PS5 Slim. Moving on to the next report, we have Square Enix reportedly looking to sell stakes in its studios as it aims to refocus resources on Japanese games. So according to Japanese-based analyst David Gibson, Square Enix announced during a conference call that it is looking to sell stakes in some of its studios in order to improve capital efficiency. Gibson reports that Square Enix's sale of Crystal Dynamics and Eidos to Embracer Group was the first phase of the publisher's plans, with phase 2 being diversification of studio capital structure. Rising development costs of making games means with 100% owned studios, they need to be selective and concentrate on resource, which limits expansion. Some studios will remain 100% while others will change, and this is with equity or joint venture. Gibson added that Square Enix will also look to explore to expand the studio portfolio, and that the biggest impact on But the biggest impact will be in the US and the EU studios around large titles. So Square Enix is looking to sell stakes in its studios to others to improve capital efficiency, right when others like Sony and so on are buying. And we are looking at Sony, Tencent or Nexon, etc. that are interested in buying. It looks more and more to me like an acquisition is coming very soon for Square Enix, and I hope it is Sony. They fit like a hand in a glove. They have excellent history together and it feels like the right fit. So Sony hopefully buying Square Enix. Moving on to Deviation Games, and Deviation Games has now begun performance capture at PlayStation Visual Arts Studio. Deviation Games have revealed that they kicked off a performance capture on its AAA title with Sony at PlayStation's Visual Arts Studio. Deviation Games has spent the past year or so building up its team and previously confirmed that its new title will be entering full production this year. Now, not much is known about the game other than it is an original AAA IP with Sony, so we can safely assume it's got the PS5 exclusive and all the PS5 bells and whistles. While job details are still thin on the ground, a few tidbits can be gleaned from a job listing posting at the beginning of the year. The position for a senior game designer reveals that Deviation Games titles could be a story-driven RPG with both single-player and multiplayer experience mentioned. Now, whilst some people have said that Deviation Game is probably going to be 4, 5, 6 years away, I don't think that's actually the case. I think Sony backing them can get their game out within the next couple of years, 2 years, 2.5 years, like holiday 2024, perhaps at the earliest. Look at what Sony did with Kojima Productions with Death Stranding. I think that took 3 years to fully make that game from scratch and to have it all produced and then launch. Kojima Studios was supported heavily by PlayStation Studios and partners, and the Death Stranding game was made exceptionally quick considering that it was a AAA game. So this gives me the confidence that Sony could be about to show some kind of a CGI perhaps to give us a hint at what Deviation Games is working on, with a view to a trailer in 2023, then a state of play maybe in early or mid 2024, and the release of the game the end of 2024 or the beginning of 2025 at the latest. So exciting times ahead for sure. Anyhow, that's going to do it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching. On your way out, do me a favor, hit the subscribe and leave a like on the video and hit the bell notification icon.